Yo. What's up, guys? It's your boy Randu. Aha! Subscribe to the channel. And I'm celebrating right now. I finally managed to get the collisions to work. Alright? Welcome to episode 2 of how to make a video game from scratch. If you've seen the first episode, right? We talked about the planning, we talked about the goals, we talked about the design, and now I'm gonna get technical. You know what I'm saying? Technical. You know what I'm saying? Gotta use all syllables there. How did I get the collisions to work? If you've seen my video on the Sonic clone, the biggest issue was the collisions, right? Whenever you touch a platform, you go flying in some random direction, right? And the main reason why is because whenever you're making a game, you should always make it so that the collisions are being checked every pixel. So whenever the player moves, the game should also check the collisions, right? It should always check whether or not a player is touching a tile. In the game, in the version I made in the last episode, the movement was separate from the collision. And that's what caused problems, right? So whenever the player moves along the X axis, it should check for a collision, and then it should check the Y axis for a collision, right? And then it should do the logic for that. And so basically, like, I've rewritten the code, you know what I'm saying? In the last video, I had all sorts of like the equations of motion here, but I removed them because they were getting in the way, you know what I'm saying? Instead of setting, the displacement for the character, I decided to just keep it simple and just use rects, right? Pygame's a rect system. It's real simple, real easy to use. You don't need a custom system and stuff like that. Because the system I was using before, like, I borrowed it from Kids Can Code, was real complicated. You know what I'm saying? And it caused all sorts of problems. But this system is real simple. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna break it down. This episode is covering collisions. You know what I'm saying? I'm celebrating right now. I mean, because like when I was making the Sonic game, it took me months, you know what I'm saying, to get decent collisions. But this is picture perfect. You know what I'm saying? No matter where the tile is, no matter what shape the tile is, the collisions are perfect. Perfect. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a good mood right now. It's hot as fuck. I'm sweating, but I'm excited. Let's break it down. Right? Let's break it down. You know what I'm saying? I got the game running right now. So here you can see I'm moving up, down, left, and right. Right? You see how it's touching the tiles, but it's not moving through. You see that? So basically, no matter what the gravity is, no matter what the acceleration is, alright, it won't move through those tiles. You understand? It gives the game more solidity. You know what I'm saying? And solidity is basically just the property of something occupying a specific space. You understand? And nothing else can occupy that space. So for instance, if you place a piece of paper on a table, nothing else can occupy the space that piece of paper is occupying because it has solidity, right? That's what gives games that realistic, quote unquote realistic feel, And for like Money Boy, that's something that like I'm trying to go for. You know what I mean? I just don't want it to break. I want to make something that's full-fledged, right? The Sonic clone I made, whilst it's sort of like a clone, it's a complete mess. That's not the quality I'm going for. But anyway, let's just go back to this collision stuff. I'll just break it down real quick and then just end the video. And alright. So basically, I explained before that whenever you're doing collisions, you want to make sure that the collisions and the movement and the collisions are being tracked at the same time. In other words, you want to know what direction the player is moving in, and you want to know whether or not the player has touched a tile or a platform or anything that it shouldn't be moving through. You know what I'm saying? And the best way to do this is here. So obviously I copied this from DaFluffyPotato again. You know what I'm saying? I've been sucking that guy's dick for like a minute now, but it's whatever. You know what I'm saying? He's a great YouTuber. He makes good videos. You know what I'm saying? I'll link the video in the description. Definitely check that out. You know what I mean? So basically, I just go over it line by line. Right, starting from the event handling, right? So here, like in the sprite section, right? I added some flags. Right, and flags are basically just a variable that can switch between multiple values. So here, like if the player is moving left, right, up or down, it switches from false to true. And so basically if you press the right key, like the player's right, this switches from false to true. And the benefit of this is that so whenever you press the key, because key down means you're pressing the key up means that you're not pressing the key. What ends up happening, right, is that if right is true, it changes the velocity, right? So the velocity here is a list, because lists are changeable. You can change the value in a list and stuff. The benefit of this is that if the velocity, right, is changing, right, you can now check, right, whether or not the player is moving left or right. Because like if the player is moving right, it doesn't make sense for the player to be able to touch the right side of the platform, right? If the player is moving left, it makes sense for them to touch the left side of the platform. So basically, the left side here, right, if in order to move to the left in Pygame, you have to subtract the velocity, right? Because the coordinates, right, 0, 0 is at the top left of the screen, right? So that's why I use the flag, so that instead of the event handling changing the position directly, it changes the flag, then the flag changes the velocity, then the velocity affects the collisions. So you see just how it's all cohesive, it all just comes together and stuff. And then here, the whole purpose of this line is really just, right, for every loop, right, it adjusts the position based on the x position, based on the the x velocity, right, and then it changes the y position based on the y velocity. It's sort of like, it's basically this part is basically just adjusting it, testing it every single frame, and then this is just the collision checking, because before I created a platform group, you know what I'm saying, and that's it, man. I'm actually really proud of this. Like, I'm obviously not the one who came up with this, but this is a really, like, when I was watching that DaFluffyPotato video, that's actually a really really smart way of handling collisions, because it's just the way that I was doing it before it was frustrating, because at the end of the game, when you're making, at the end of the day, when you're making a game, it all comes together, right? It's all connected. So like one part, like when I was making it, as in like I'm just adding different features to it rather than like having those features work together, you know. This must have been, that's it really. That's collision detection, man. You know what I'm saying? Where's my hugs and kisses at? You know what I'm saying? I'm giving you guys hugs and kisses, you know what I'm saying? Subscribe to the channel, man. Quit playing with me. Come back for more. You know what I'm saying? And support your boy, man. I'm trying to quit my job. That's another aspect of game development, son. Collision detection. Right, next time we're gonna focus on physics, right? Gravity, okay? Acceleration, friction, you know, the equations of motion, right? Displacement, okay? You know what I'm saying? That's it, man. Subscribe to the channel, man. Hugs and kisses. Oh, thanks for watching.